Hey there, welcome back, Maris here, and today we have Icarus, and let's boost those frames per second up to more than 112%. Alright, let's jump right to the point. There is one setting and that will absolutely change your life. I need my advisor here to help us out. In the corner you will see, you see the actual frames per second. I have them locked. This is my advisor. Yes, he lost his head over this, so don't mind him. But let me explain what's going on here. There is a setting. I have a video previously where I tried to make the game look as ultra, but with better frames per second. And now, in last week, we had a patch where optimized lighting and whatnot. And I want to show you one crazy thing just I found, and let me show you how and actually everything was done. So let me show you. Don't mind the locked frames per second. I have them locked at 60 because my GPU is using one GPU is running, recording the video and also playing the game. So yeah, that's a bit problematic. So I had to lock it. So how it happens, all my testing and everything, that will be later on. I will show you the setting right away. But when I run over here, loading exact same time all the time, ducking, pointing at the corner and removing this one. So this is the scenery that is absolutely the most GPU consuming in my setting. The lighting, the everything. If I turn around on the sides and anywhere else, the frame is just going up, frames per second. Currently, as you can see, it runs absolutely smoothly. So what gives? Let me show you what I am talking about. Remember, again, reminder, this frames per second is locked and it's not actual when the game runs just by itself. Let me load. Yes, this is the same screen. Yes, but taken previously. This is just still image, nothing moves, just so you get where I'm standing from. So this is Icarus old settings before the patch. There will be few images before patch that I took after patch to understand how much patch improved something, anything. So this was my previous optimized game. As you can see, it looks perfectly. It's amazing. The reflections, light, shadows, everything. It's just one but. In this case scenario, I had 40 frames per second. Then, just a comparison, this is full ultra. Absolute maximum out, all the settings to the end. The game runs at 33 frames per second. This is the corner, don't mind that. Then this setting is my final updated, where I removed the clouds and everything. I managed to get 45 frames per second. This is too little. Then I was like, okay, what's the best I can do, like in terms of frames? This is the lowest of the lowest. And as you can see, 59 frames per second only? What the F, right? And no shadows, nothing. That led to my concern, what's going on there. After the patch, these all images were before the patch. I wanted the video already released, but well, they managed to boost it up. After the patch, frames per second ran up to 66 frames per second. Which is already improvement, 7 frames per second, which is great. Still pretty low, right? Then I was like, okay, ultra settings. Okay, from 33 up to 39, which is great, but not ideal. We need to do something about frames per second. And then, this is the after the patch, full ultra with the fix applied. I will give you, in a moment, we'll get to that. 76 frames per second, already playable, but I went one step ahead a little bit, and this is also optimized. So few settings from ultra can be dropped down to high without any noticeable difference. So now the question is, what is this magical, absolutely garbage setting that destroys everything? Let's jump back into the game where we have already daylight. Don't mind that. Yeah, I can show you. This is the 60 frames per second currently. Oh yeah, it's locked. No, I can show you. So what is this one setting I was talking about? I will demonstrate you. This one, LOD BIAS, is actually what's the distance where objects must be loaded, which normally means objects, like kind of similar as view distance, but in this game it's something weird. I will show you. My advice, set it between 0.7 and 1, and the higher you go, the more frames per second you will get. About 10 it will be too much. I say the golden is about 1. 1 is fine, but I don't want fine, I want great. I want great for you guys as well. So 0.7. This was set. So let me show you what was in the previous settings where it doesn't change anything much. But if you set to 0.1, pay attention to frame up. It's already, this setting changes without reload. So no matter what else you do with the settings, this one setting basically multiplies it. But absolutely mind-boggling is, I'll show you what it actually does. And it does some, okay, don't swear, this is children's friendly channel. So all the other settings, set as you kind of want. I will give you my settings, you can copy it. There's any file that contains all the information. You can copy and adjust, it will be easier for you. But this one is the key point. As you can see, I just increased to 0.7. Let me show you what this one setting does. I will set to more than I advise to set, so I can show you. Currently game runs more than 60 frames per second. I have it limited. But what this one thing does, if we look over, I think I actually need to set it to, yeah, I needed to set to 3 to actually have noticeable difference. And that one difference is, you see over there where the middle of the screen, this small thing, pay attention. See? There is an oxide that pops up. Nothing else. No animals, no trees, no grass. That all is loaded and changed by other settings. This one thing, when set on 3, pops up about it in this distance, which is noticeable, right? If we increase this setting to 2 point, this will be, I need a different distance. And where was it? 1. I just know there is another way I can demonstrate you things too. Oh yeah, here. You see? This one in the middle. I can't show you. It's literally few pixels. I am this far away. Oh, you see? Now the distance is about this size. You barely can see this. I put my cursor next to it. You see? It's so small distance. This is what I say. 1.0 is already like, you will notice sometimes somewhere something pop up. It depends on the scenery, how big distance you have. So when I set for myself 0.7, I have the great boost for frames per second, but I can't find this distance. You see, faster it runs out of my horizon. I can actually run here. You see what is the distance? And there it is. It's still visible. It's literally 3 pixels, 4 pixels of wane, and it's still visible. So beyond that, but there is absolutely no excuse to go lower than 0.7. This one setting absolutely changes all the other settings. And as a bonus, I will throw in quickly, timestamps will be on the video so you can find, there are 3 settings to pay attention to. Shadows. Low and medium, never go low and medium. Low disables them, medium makes a disaster out of shadows. High is the lowest for this one setting to go with, and go with that. And another one is effects, yeah, where reflections, if you go with medium reflections, they will be distorted, let's say this way. Putting high, Of course, you get a little dent in frames per second, but it will be way better for experience. And the last one, it's just from the previous patch, volumetric clouds. You can leave it on, off, but when it's on, if you set low, you will have a shimmering, they will shimmer at the sides. It's basically no-go. I wouldn't sacrifice frames per second to show the cloud and then go with low where it shimmers and destroys the experience anyways. Either you go with normal and on, or just toggle it off. That's basic simple thing. That's it, guys. This is it. In the description I will put where to find your game.ini file. It's in roaming local Icarus config no WindowsNoEditor. On the description I will put the line, and also I will upload the file itself. It's ini file. You can open it up with editor, like new text document, whatever. It's nothing there. Just the same settings actually you can find in here, but in written text format, like in copy paste over yours. Maybe if you have different resolution, you will have to adjust that one setting, because once you copy over the ini file, it basically adjusts all the settings. You open up in the game, if you change anything, it overrides again. So it's the simplest way to put that in use. Hand over my settings to your settings, okay? Otherwise, thank you for watching, guys. It was a disaster for me, because the video was ready already 2 weeks ago, but then the Icarus developer said, you know what, we'll optimize it. I'm like, I can release the video and it will be outdated in 1 week. Okay, fine, I'll wait, fine. But it is actually huge improvement. The boost optimization was great. Now these settings and optimized, and the game, if you're asking if the game time after time stutters, yes it does. Sometimes whenever you're near base, I'm trying to get this stutter where frames per second absolutely drops. But okay, game is still in the development process, so let's give them another more time to improve the optimize and all that. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll meet in other videos. There are way more things I want to show you, but I am a little bit stuck because of personal crisis and stuff. Nothing interesting. We'll meet in other videos. Cheers.